Well, hello everyone, this is comrade-Sirius and welcome to episode about waste and large capacity waste and trash handling. This is a waste train and it will be going to the separation plant to get its waste sorted out, but we don't have time to follow it, so let's leave it to its task and go somewhere else. We're obviously again on the Canada map and on season 1 of my main channel, and let's go to the main recycling area. What do you need as a base for waste separation? And let's pause the game because I really hate all those messages. What you need for a start is a place to dump mixed waste with things it contains, separation plant. I strongly recommend another dump, and it will be for the sorted mixed waste. Yeah, you know, the bio waste, burnable and other waste. And then some kind of you know, incinerator, dump for ashes, do it with a hand, and then some distribution to take care of it. The absolutely basic setup where you start as this, you know, mixed waste, hazardous waste, some ashes out, and then you distribute it to area like this. As you can see, it's only ash now because it has been, everything else has been sorted a long time ago. But this is my way of treating hazardous waste. I do not intend to, you know, use chemicals because I don't see a point. If you take a look at, let's go, waste treatment plant, this thing can consume 7.5 tons of hazardous waste using 30 people and 1 ton of chemicals. If you compare it to small incinerator, it uses 15 people, uses no chemicals, and can burn 30 tons of mixed waste, which in terms of hazardous waste is 30 tons of hazardous waste in a day. And obviously it produces a lot of pollution, but you know, pollution filters and the fact that you usually do not run this thing on full capacity helps enough. Then you can see there's this small, you know, ash distribution. It takes it from here. You can see there's some construction waste, some metal scrap and some ashes, and it distributes it to this storage. There we are back in the process of, you know, mixed waste, separation plant and so on. From separation plant you can either add recycling facilities like this one for plastics directly onto it, and yeah, this is a storage for plastics because the inner storage is not too high, it's only 7.5 ton. Or you can simply send here a distribution office. You will, and this is almost guaranteed, you will need a distribution office for handling waste anyway. First thing you will need it for is to handle the ash from here to somewhere else. You can see there's 60%, that's what these guys are set on. ZEVO, by the way, is this factory, and it's in Czech, it's zařízení na energetické využití odpadu. In English, it's facility for turning waste into energy. And yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's an incinerator. But you know, it's taking ash, and then you have the ash yard. That's basically all of this. It's a full distribution office. You can see almost full. And that's, you know, these facilities. They dump ash. I have a lot of them. They dump ash there. And, well, that's it. Ash slowly dissipates over time. So, they are okay. As you can see, these ones are full because they are served with these guys as well. These are the OG ones, original ones. They should go when the value exceeds 70% in this storage, which didn't help for some time, but those are still set. And they also go for scrapping facility, which is right next to it. And yeah, they have customs house. And they have the separation plant. Scrapping facility and separation plants are similar because this one has steel on top. But separation has, for example, plastics. You can see there are plastics. And, you know, steel go on open hulls. Plastic waste go on open hulls as well. If that gets to be made. But that will get separated in separation plant if you do not have directly attached plastics. That's the first thing. Then we have mechanical and electronic components, that's covered hull. And in separation plant, you do not need covered hulls. That's a good part. But if you recycle and have plastics, you need covered hulls as well. So, not much thing. Then you have aggregate storages, aluminum and metal scrap. And, you know, construction waste, metal scrap and aluminum scrap are, you know, the same categories. So, you can do it with waste trucks, but you can definitely do it better with dumpers. Yeah, dumpers. That's the name of the truck. Yeah. You can see it. So when they do fill enough, dumpers just go and transport it wherever you need. I strongly recommend having them set to customs house as well, so these buildings do not stop working at all. But in the meantime, you have it, you know, transport. I have a train service right next to it. I have other stuff like, you know, warehouses and so on supplied before it goes to customs. Customs house are always as a last priority, the lowest priority in terms of distribution offices priorities. So you don't need to be too afraid about it not working. Hopefully they won't break it anywhere in the future. But in general, you know, construction waste you do track to construction, you know, the gravel recycling plant. Metal, aluminum scrap I simply sell because I got it. I have it nowhere produced, so I don't need it to be done. Yes, even in, you know, aluminum plants, if you can look at the mixed waste, there's lots of waste. But even in aluminum productions, there are no aluminum scrap. Which feels strange, but well, hey, aluminum scrap probably appear only in plane factories, plane and helicopter factories. So, well, you don't need to care about it much. That's for sure. So I simply export it because there's no way. Obviously, in terms of waste recycling, when you have something like a plastic recycling and you have no plastic factories, you simply have it where you put it next to the separation plant. If you have a producer of large quantities of certain type of waste, have a recycling near it. That's what happens here in Krastava, and I like the night, that's why I stopped the game. This is a gravel pit, the gravel mine, and it produces a lot of waste, construction waste, to be more precise. It should be connected to waste. Maybe it is not, because I have completely butchered it up after just, you know, after I've been tearing all these things out. But it doesn't matter right now. You can see in mines like this there is always a construction waste, and there is a lot of those containers. Because they can simply pick it up, add it next to it, to the gravel recycling plant, and they will recycle it. I have multiple units of these. This one take care about gravel from this part and from mines in Janov nad Nisou. Because, you know, there are mines, coal mines, and they, you know, obviously produce a lot of waste as well. and construction waste is a big part of it. The second one, for example, I have here in Chertovischody, in the Devil's Stairs, because, yeah, well, there's a cement plant. And cement plant as well produces lots of waste. And you can see there's tons and tons of construction waste. And they are obviously not fast enough in terms of, you know, delivering it anywhere. But yes, we do have a storage for the construction waste. And we have someone to take care of it. That's great. And I have even a third one, because I have 4 of them, to be fair, on the map. Next one is near Bubovice, because, yeah, there's another waste area, and I needed to have it somewhere, and it has a problem with, you know, a lot of construction waste. And on the island, I think I have one as well. Yeah, this one. Oh, you can see it's a pretty recurring theme. Where you have mines, just have a gravel recycling, because it at least takes less space and less vehicles to transport it away, even if you would to sell it. That's the general waste. I have one more thing, well, two more things to do. One I can show in the city. If you would like to have a small trucks, and I do have small trucks, well, even some big, I usually have something like a called a waste court. Zbierni dvůr, it's in Czech, but, you know, it's a court where you store waste. I have all types of container, even aluminum scrap, even though we do not sort it out. If you want to sort at source, feel free to do it. You can. And those small vehicles will simply drop it off. The bad thing, you need to pick these manually one after another, but you need to do it only once per map, because you can then copy it to any other stand. From here, from these places, you have a buffer, and you have a place to notify when overflowing. That is not these guys. If it's working, or if you are running, you know, a little bit tense, these will shout on you many times. Don't do it. These storages are better. And then from these guys, you simply have something like a distribution office. This is for Liberec Zanichov. That's the part. And they are picking up with, you know, 5% in mind. And they, again, you know, construction waste, hazardous waste, composting plant with the bio waste. Yeah, customs house with aluminum scrap, if any. Separation plant. Yeah, they simply do the same thing, the similar thing as these guys are going, but these guys are near the source of this. These guys are near the source of the city. Yeah, it's the same for the main one from Liberec. There are, you know, 13 vehicles, you can see them, and they do it the same way. 5% separated, they have on 10. Okay, never mind. And then again, just ask where to put each category of waste. And yeah, at some point in the past, they have been importing hazardous waste as well, because it's a nice way of making you a little bit more money, but well, don't overdo it. That's for sure. So that's the first thing. Waste collection yards. They are a nice buffer. Second part is a small tip. This is not enough for large capacity. If you want to bring waste with trains, and yeah, I have, you know, the terrain here, so a small side track siding. There is no way vehicles are going to transport waste from this area to there. And it's looking like there is some huge train collision. Or maybe not, I don't know. They definitely feel like they do. Oh, it's looking okay. currently not so much waste. That's good. But all of these guys, they do process a tons and tons of waste. And I tried to do, you know, vehicles to just transport it. I even gave them a unloading station. There's no way they are able to just, you know, do this. So either a direct connection, I will show you the Bubovice part, that's more neat, or you have a cable cars. Cable cars are absolutely magnificent in terms of throughput. This one has only 3 cabins, but they are set to wait until loaded. They do transport the mixed waste, and they are basically like a conveyor belt for waste. They are the best solution you can have, like downright. The last tip is a forward incinerator, I would call it. These are usually small incinerators set really easily. It's the incinerator in, the incinerator itself, and incinerator out with rails. This combination makes sure that separation plants do not need to cover so high volume of stuff, because everything is reduced to ashes. You can see there's not too much ash. There are, because obviously I turn some, you know, waste to get directly here, some mixed waste, but things like hazardous waste can definitely come here. And the best example is here next to Dukovany in Jadrovice, where we process and manufacture nuclear fuel. You can see it. And all of these guys do produce not only mixed waste, but as well, but hazardous waste as well. It's not fun, because tracking this away would be a terrible business. So instead, we have, again, incinerator in, Spalovna in is Czech, in incinerator in Czech. They simply drop it in. There are workers that are going through it, and there are more than 50% of ashes. And yes, it gets loaded into trains. This train is waiting here till it gets full, and we process through everything. As you can see, this is burnable waste, hazardous waste, and other waste. All of this will get burned directly to a pure ash, so it would have dissipated over time. But there are obviously parts of the network where this doesn't happen, and we have a big technical services, you know, that do cover all of this, and they simply, you know, dump everything inside. They pre-burn it and, you know, reduce it to waste, to ash, whatever they can, and the rest of it gets delivered to the plant you have seen. This goes to Bubovice, in fact. That's the part down there. And this helps. This helped me a ton. The same goes even for the island. We have an underground tunnel that goes, you know, over or under the sea, to be more precise. And that's the same. To make trains, load this stuff. You can see it. You simply deliver the waste here. The only thing you lose by burning, by the way, is a plastic waste, because biological waste you can separate only at source, and all other things are not processable. Like, you know, construction waste, metal scrap or aluminum scrap, they do not burn it. It just goes through it, nevertheless. So you can see there's construction waste and metal scrap inside. So that's it. I hope this will help you design your waste processing. A little bit of numbers. I got over 60,000 people. One separation plant can process around 30 to 35,000 people, depending on businesses they work in, but they usually work somewhere. You do not want to have high unemployment rates. So they usually work somewhere, thus making waste. So what you want is to maximize the throughput, and in between 30 and 35,000 you can do this. You can do it in one general separation. Over this you need to have two. You need to have a second. Usually the area, you can see the map. We have the first waste is here. This whole area was served by the one. Then waste from nuclear setup, that's up here. It started to be more, so I just exported it via rails down here. And when we start building, you know, Bubovice and planning island, I simply placed another waste separation area down here at Bubovice because that was the only reasonable thing. Here you can see the similar setup. So rail in, it just dropped a train. These guys are chewing through it, separating in the process. Here is a distribution that delivers everything to where it belongs. They have even a loading station, so they are faster. Hopefully they will be in time. Another buffer, incinerator again, incinerator to power, ash dump, and again 60%. So, hey, these guys, oh wait, so these guys do take care about 5 of those, and then we have specialized with 16 more, well 15 plus the loading, that do truck the ash away as well. So that's it. That's waste for you from a real map with some numbers. Hope it helped. If so, leave a like and comment. If you want to see more tips from real region, you can subscribe so you won't miss the next part. And you can also watch the main series that's running in terms of Husak challenge, because, well, we're building there a whole region. Have a nice day and see you in the next episode, hopefully. Bye bye.